We've talked a lot on this channel about the rising stars in conservatism. Once these bright stars were going to rise to the top, they would be the future not only of the Conservative Party, but even future leaders, dare they say, of the party. We have to say at the moment, this has not turned out very particularly well. Remember, Dominic Raab, we've barely seen him since he got given the boots. But he's still there in and around somewhere. Pree Patel, also once a supposed rising star in the Conservative movement, had a chance at the Home Office, became seen as an absolute failure, and is now languishing, quite thankfully, on the backbenches. Jacob Rees-Mogg, similar story. Oh, future Conservative leader, future of conservatism. Remember the whole Mogmentum. You know, the youth behind Jacob Rees-Mogg. That was a whole thing. What happened to him? Got given the Minister for Brexit Opportunities, failed spectacularly. You know, Rishi came in, realized, well, this guy's not gonna perform, hasn't really performed, hasn't really had any other proper ministerial experience, dispatched back to the backbenchers. And of course, Miriam Cates. Do you remember Miriam Cates? She is my MP next door in Penistone and Stocksbridge, but she herself, rising star of conservatism. Barely do we hear about her anymore. But out of all, shall we say, the rising stars of conservatism, there is, of course, the one we're going to talk about today. And that is, of course, Kimmy Badenoch. So, before we go talking more about Kimmy Badenoch and her, rising star, like I say, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button. They're down below. They're linked to my Patreon page, the one affiliation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can buy me coffee, the YouTube thank you button, and of course the Pony Club down below as well. So, thank you very much to everyone who does support that. And of course, you can just click the like and share button as well. Thank you very much. So, Kimmy Badenoch. Where did she come from? Well, bear in mind, she is in pretty much a Tory safe seat at this point. How safe, of course. That is the true question we'll probably find out at the next election. It is Saffron Walden. I think that's how you say it. But even before that, she had a couple of runs at the London Assembly. And it's very difficult to find information from that time period. We know she did it. But unfortunately, the information, if it does exist, is probably locked away somewhere in the local archives of some local newspapers. But there's very, very little time from her also online about that. But that's where she sort of came from. She came into that, finally got that selection to that safe seat, and then got this absolutely out of nowhere monumental rise. Who gave her that rise? Well, that came, of course, from Michael Gove. Michael Gove out of nowhere saying, I want this person to be the next Tory leader. Well, what has she done? Well, she had some very controversial tweets, pretty much, a full-on culture warrior, which is, absolute, bread and butter that the Tory membership apparently love. So she's, again, doing some heavy lifting around the words popular on that front. But then after that, she got her rise. And then, well, the great she lettuce came in, aka Liz Truss, and put her in position of Department for International Trade. Rishi Sunak came in, gave her not the Department of International Trade, but also of business as well, and folded them into one. Now, if this is someone who is going to be the future prime minister, or at least, someone you want to be the future prime minister, then maybe you should look at what she has actually done. Well, what are her achievements? Well, first of all, the grand, delusional Brexiteers' true dream of that USA trade agreement. Have we got it? No, it's absolutely dead on arrival. Never going to happen. Well, it might have happened in some way, shape, or form. Questionable about what would have actually been in the agreement. It's not beyond the realms of possibility, but the US government had been pretty much clear, we're not interested in doing a deal with you. Even under, shall we say, if Trump had managed to win in 2020, still very, very doubtful we would have actually had one. So instead, Badenoch has now pursued these memorandums of understanding, which are absolutely useless. My hometown of Barnsley is twinned with a town in Poland called no, not Poland. Is it Poland? But anyway, it's called I can't even pronounce the name. But yeah, we're apparently twinned with a town in Poland. Whoop-de-doo. That's the level of success she has had with these memorandums of understanding. And then the Indian trade deal, also dead at this moment. But for someone who wants to become prime minister, dealing with someone like Modi, getting that trade deal, that's the kind of thing that a leader should be able to do, to be able to go in there, cut the Gordian knot that is this trade deal and deliver it. So has she delivered it? Absolutely not. She has failed once again to deliver this trade deal. And there is rumors about India wanting to put forward this very, very much watered down trade deal, but they did the same thing with Australia, saying, oh, don't worry, we'll come back. We can revisit it later down the road. Put it this way, Australia has called several times, and that trade deal has never been, shall we say, re-examined or looked at since by India. So, gee, I wonder if they would answer the phone if we were to sign a very similar thing. I doubt it. And then there is the Canadian free trade deal that was meant to be being signed. She put out tweets hyping this up very recently that, oh, the trade talks are on. This is going to be an amazing deal. What wonders we're going to get from Canada. And of course, when people go to Canada and say, oh, are these trade deals, talks, etc., ongoing? They turn around and go, no, these trade deals aren't ongoing at all. It's pretty much dead at the moment. So no Canadian free trade deal. The only thing she potentially has is the Pacific Partnership deal. And even that is questionable because, of course, as we've said many times, we're not in the Pacific. Doesn't really benefit us. So is that the CV of someone who's going to be, the next Tory leader? Because she's got absolutely nothing to show for it. It is the prime example of where the Tories are now here. That because of Brexit, they pretty much, chucked out or have ruled out anyone with any actual ability or talent, and have now had to scrape as far down as they could to find people who just are absolutely just not good at their jobs. Again, all these rising stars of conservatism that whenever they reached those lofty heights came spiraling back down to earth pretty quickly. And it does seem at the moment that Kimmy Badenoch, especially with all the stuff going on with her and arguing with the new post office guy at the moment, seems to be doesn't seem to be, shall we say, putting her in good stead for well a future position. But let me know what you think. Or is there anything else you can tell me that maybe Badenoch has that I just haven't realized? This true quality that she could have that would make her an amazing Tory leader. Because to be honest, I doubt, I very much doubt she will get it. If she does get it, I think this will be something that the Tories do come to regret. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.